No Russell Wilson against his former team and his former coach. Fields, whose numbers will not reflect how well he played, finding Darnell Washington on a third down.
Yeah, I love that. Down in the red zone, you get a matchup, back shoulder fade, touchdown.
That's a big fella. Second quarter, Bo Nix and how about T.J. Watt?
Dominant again yesterday, 2 weeks in a row. They dropped that backside end in the coverage. Hesitation by Nix, sacked by T.J. Watt.
Third quarter, Steelers up 10-0. Tricky Broncos. How about this play?
Yeah, reverse flea flicker, trying to generate some offense, and then Josh Reynolds goes up and makes a big-time catch. Gives this offense life. What's the one thing Bo Nix could then not do down in the red zone? Was take points off. Look at his feet falling back. That's the story of the first 2 weeks. Massive points off the board against this Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
Corey Trice Jr. with the interception. Steelers win at 13-6. They haven't scored a lot of points, but they're 2-0. Justin Fields, he's playing better than his numbers. If you watch the game, I'll let Dan and the other players speak to that, but the average release much quicker than last year. He's actually the only quarterback this year to complete all his passes when getting the ball out in under 2.5 seconds. Playbook has been limited.
Okay. Well, so that's literally all they have to say about the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix. It's just the whole thing just continues about the Steelers, and it just is all about the Steelers. And I think that's a shame because there's a lot of these teams and a lot of these players that I, struggle to find content for because I guess it's just not popular enough, or they just want to focus on one side. And I find it frustrating. So I really want to talk more about the Broncos and what I'm seeing and Bo Nix, because I know a lot of people are sounding the alarm, and I think that there's more to be optimistic about. Okay. Listen, Bo Nix absolutely needs to play better, and he knows it. But also the mistakes that he's making and the issues that he's having are just typical rookie moves, right? It's not like you're looking at a quarterback where you're just like, he's fundamentally not getting it, or his arm is just awful. His accuracy is just awful. Like that ball that he threw down, was an unbelievably beautiful ball. Right? His decision-making needs to get a little bit better, but also his receivers aren't making plays. They're not making any tough plays to help him out. There's a lot of balls that are hitting his receivers' hands, and they're being dropped, and you just can't have that. You can't hurt your rookie quarterback. Right? Like, it's just like when there's been plenty of times that Bo Nix was going to be able to get some momentum going, and the team fails him. Don't get me wrong, Bo Nix, like throwing that interception, doing that is I understand that. But they have to do a better job of supporting him in that moment. A rookie quarterback is going to hurt your team, but you can't have your team hurt your rookie quarterback. It's that clear to me. It really is. Nix's mobility has been awesome. It really has. The way he's been moving is just so smart and strategic, and it's not done in a way to bail him out. It's not done because he's like, oh my God, I can't throw, I can't find anyone, what do I do? It's because that's what the game has given him, and he takes it, which I think is great. It's not like he's relying on his legs in panic mode, like we see a lot of other quarterbacks, very experienced veteran quarterbacks do. It's, oh my God, I can't throw, or oh my God, they're taking away my receivers. I'm panicking, I just gotta go, and they book it. That's not what Bo Nix is doing. So I think it's, to me, that's actually really encouraging, because I think that's an aspect of his game that a lot of people, kind of slept on, or were just unaware of. But the thing is that, listen, we all know that Caleb Williams was considered to be the prized, jewel of the ball, whatever the heck the saying is. That he was just this top-level generational talent. My God, he is a home run. He will be the next Patrick Mahomes. Whether you believe it or not, doesn't matter. That's what a lot of the smartest guys who know football way more than any of us will ever know believe that. And Collinsworth talked about this on Sunday, where he said, what Caleb is doing, I thought it was going to take him a half a season to do, a half a year to do, but he's now showing it in 2 games. Now, what do I take away from that? Why are we expecting Bo Nix to have it all right now? Why are we expecting Bo Nix to essentially be just this transcendent, immediate, successful player, especially when he's going up against really brutal defenses, right? Seattle has a great defense. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a great defense. The Steelers, Mike Tomlin, he's one of those great defensive head coaches who feasts on young quarterbacks, very much like Bill Belichick would do. So it makes sense. He's going to be physical. He's going to confuse them. He's going to get to them. It's going to be complicated looks that it just, no matter how, great Bo Nix is, it's going to get to him. So I'm not going to say that I'm making excuses for him, because I want to be very clear. He needs to play better, but it's a more complicated picture than that. He's going up against ruthless defenses. His players aren't helping him make some plays, and he's got to play better. And the time has to just happen, right? There just needs to be time to pass. I think for whatever reason, we're in this new era where we expect these rookie quarterbacks, because I think maybe because college football is more popular than ever. They talk about it more on TV. The hype is just at an all-time high. There's so much there's so much competition to get people's attention, whether it be because there's just new social media apps there, like every single couple of years, like another app gets released. It's just everyone's fighting for each other's attention. And so I think we fight, everyone engages in this just all out hype. And when they're trying to sell someone on someone, the hype just goes through the roof. And I think people then, and understandably so, confuse that with immediate success, right? You could be super hyped on Bo Nix, on Caleb Williams, on Jaden Daniels, on J.J. McCarthy, and say these are going to be great players. These players are going to work. These players are going to have major high levels of success in the NFL. All of those things can be true, but it doesn't mean it's happening in week 1 and week 2. You have to understand that. You have to put that in perspective. Now, I do think that they can get this going, better. I was expecting them to be a little bit better than they have been, the Broncos as a whole, but then also Bo Nix. But I'm seeing progress. I'm seeing growth. I'm seeing throws that he failed to make in week 1 that he's now making in week 2. I'm seeing that. He's still going to make mistakes. That's just how it goes. But like I said in a previous video, Bo Nix is an incredibly hyper intelligent quarterback, just an individual person as a whole, and so he's going to continue to learn and grow with Sean Payton, and he's got to get an easy game under his belt. He's got to face a defense that he can be comfortable against, because it's, again, you have Derek Carr going up against the Panthers, right? And it's just like, well, that's a nice easy game to kind of get situated. The Bears got to face the Tennessee Titans, which is not on the level of Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Like, he hasn't been able to get anyone going. The Commanders got to go up against the Giants. Like, they have not, the Broncos and Bo Nix have not had that opportunity yet. So just wait. If he looks really bad against a really bad defense, then we can start being a little bit more nervous, although the caveat would still be he is a rookie quarterback. But I just don't think we have to sound the alarm and be like, oh my God, Bo Nix is a bust. He's done. This is a disaster. Denver's in their free fall. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? I think when you see some really great plays and you can see Bo Nix air out the field and his level of accuracy, I think there's more positives to take away than negatives. But we will see how this season continues to unfold. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think it's time to sound the alarm on Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos? Or do you think this is just part of the process of growing pains and you're seeing enough positives? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.